in that text-to-speech, a reading of the transcript of President Trump talking to Zelensky in Ukraine, is because there's so much crap coming out. It's like one day you say something, and the next day something else happens. Well, in my opinion, and I'm not a lawyer, in my opinion, what Trump did was the same thing, probably less than what Joe Biden did when he said, "Hey, Ukraine, I got 6 hours. You fire this prosecutor or you don't get money." That's mobbish. What Trump did, all he did was talk to the guy, and guess what? Zelensky brought up Biden first. Okay? Having said that, Democrats don't care because Democrats are Democrats. This is from the Stanford Advocate. I think they republished this from the Washington Post. And this doesn't surprise me at all. This is from this yesterday. It says Democrats eye quick impeachment probe of Trump as freshman push for focus on Ukraine. Okay. What did he do? And you see this old battle axe right here doing her whatever. See, House Democratic leaders are eyeing for a fast-paced investigation. Why? Why don't you go slow and methodical? Oh, that's right. 2020 is coming up. You want to get this guy out now. But it's not going to happen. I hope. Because no one needs an impeachment. Into the possible impeachment of Donald Trump, instructing the committees handling the probe to wrap up their findings within weeks in hopes of concluding before the holiday season. Oh, yeah. Dare we interfere with your frickin' holiday? Multiple Democratic lawmakers and congressional aides said there is no formal timeline for the inquiry, but the need for speed, as one aide put it, comes as Nancy Pelosi, Democrat, California, is under pressure from vulnerable freshmen to keep the investigation narrowly focused and disciplined. Yeah, you see, here's how I see this playing out. And this video hopefully won't go over 10 minutes. I feel that impeachment's not gonna, it's gonna fail. They'll probably push it through the House. They'll impeach him in the House, and then it'll go to the Senate. And then the Senate, it'll be like, I think right now it's it's like 54 to 40, it's like 53 to 47, something like that. Republicans and Democrats. I think Romney will flip. It'll be like 52 to 48, and Trump won't get impeached. Remember, by the way, Mike Pence is the president of the Senate, so if it gets really crazy, he's the deciding vote. And I'm pretty damn sure that Pence isn't going to do that, because I don't think Pence wants to become the president after an impeachment, because that doesn't hold. It's not going to be cool. So, but those vulnerable freshman Democrats who barely won don't want this to go out of control or go too fast. If it goes too fast, they're out of office, and then the Republicans will take over the House. Well, they'll keep the Senate, obviously, I think. And Trump will get reelected. I mean, this is bad news. I think Pelosi's not in control. She's not in control of anything. In the radical Democrats are in control, like AOC, the Squad, all those knuckleheads. They're in control. Pelosi doesn't. She's a de facto leader. She's the figurehead, but she's not in control of anything. Let's continue on. Emerging strategy of rapid investigation focused mainly on an explosive accusation that Trump urged Ukraine's president to dig up dirt, which he didn't do in the transcript, about a political rival comes as lawmakers prepare to leave Washington on Friday for a 2-week recess. In addition to Trump's call, a whistleblower claimed that the unidentified White House officials tried to keep the conversation a secret within the government. Yeah, because that conversation was secret. And it was classified as secret. You gotta understand, Washington Post, that these calls, very rarely do they ever get published like they did Wednesday. You're not supposed to. World leaders are supposed to feel confident that when they talk to the president and vice versa, those conversations don't get out. The consensus in our courts is that we focus now is on this allegation, Pelosi told reporters earlier today, adding, "This is a cover-up." Cover-up of what? It's not a cover-up. It's out there in front of us. Pelosi and other leaders huddled in a basement conference room Thursday evening with more than a dozen frontliner members representing the toughest districts for incumbent Democrats. You see, it's all about politics, as usual. This has nothing to do with the truth. This is they want to keep their power. And in words of multiple attendees, get on the same page. Inside the room, the group urged leadership to keep the messaging around impeachment on national security. What does my dog do? Hey! Knock it off. Anyways, keep the messaging around the impeachment on national security and the Ukraine probe being led by the House Intelligence Committee Chairman Adam Schiff, Democrat, California. None of the litany of potential Trump offenses being investigated by other panels, including the House Judiciary Committee, which traditionally takes the lead in impeachment proceedings. I am very supportive of Adam Schiff and what he and his committee can do in a measured way. Representative Angie Craig, Democrat, Minnesota, of course, one of freshmen who endorsed an impeachment earlier this week. Some senior Democrats are even arguing that other committees should forego any potentially explosive hearings that could distract from the intelligence panel's work and complicating other investigative committees' plans for the fall. Very few hearings, if any, said the senior Democrat aide, who said coming investigative work will largely take place in the closed-door interviews. The aide spoke in the condition of nominating Franklin. The timeline of the probe, however, is subject to internal tension. Privately, Pelosi told Democrats upon announcing her support for impeachment Tuesday that the probe would move expeditiously to capitalize on public outrage. There you go. Politics. This has nothing to do with the truth. Nothing. Over the revelation that Trump pressed Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to investigate potential 2020 Democratic rival and former Vice President Joe Biden. Again, if you read the document, he didn't press him to do that. Pressing is like, you will do this. That's pressing. So, again, if you're a far-left Democrat and you don't like Trump, you're going to say he pressed him to investigate Trump or investigate Joe Biden. But by the way, Joe Biden agreed, already admitted that he pressed the former president to fire the prosecutor that was investigating Burisma, the gas company, that, oh, by the way, Hunter Biden was on the board of. I continue. But many of the moderate freshmen do not want to be seen as rushing to conclusions, especially if they want to keep power and keep their job. Whether on Ukraine probe or any other aspect of potential presidential wrongdoing, publicly, Pelosi told reporters Thursday that the facts will determine the timeline. Get out of here. A senior Democrat aide from the discussion among the party's moderate wing relayed concerns that the probe is seen moving too rapidly by the public could backfire. It's already backfiring now. People who are sort of on the fence don't really care either way. I've already seen in my own life, and others seen even in the news. People are going, "Why are you moving with this? What's going on? What is the crime here? What's the crime? Tell me." The stakes are extraordinarily high politically, and if we do this wrong, we get ahead of the majority of Americans. This could actually lead to a far worse fate, which is Trump getting reelected. Democrats lose the House and lose the Senate, and they speaking anonymity. This process is going to take time. Nobody knows how long it will take to shift public opinion. Again, politics. This has nothing to do with any sort of crime or truth. This is just completely 100% about politics and regaining power. Democrats, you're shameful. One of the first credible polls in the test of Democratic impeachment push follows announcement found the public almost evenly split. NPR PBS NewsHour conducted Wednesday found Americans approving 49% to 46% of a House inquiry, with independents disapproving 50 to 44%. There you go, right there. That's an important number. Independents are just 50% of them apparently in this Marist poll are essentially saying we disapprove of this because, in my opinion, what I'm thinking, what they're thinking, which is kind of a hard thing to come about, but Where's the crime? What are we doing here? While a few Senate Republicans expressed concern about the revelation, the majority of Republicans stood firmly with Trump. We're talking about impeaching a sitting president they have no crime for. There you go. But he's the House Minority Leader. Kevin McCarthy said, under an informal timeline discussed by multiple Democrats on Wednesday, the Intelligence Committee would spend the coming weeks investigating Ukrainian allegations. Meanwhile, the other 5 committees investigating Trump-related matters would work to close out their own investigation portfolios. After that, the findings would be passed to a Judiciary Committee with the chairman, Gerald Nadler, Democrat, New York, that fat bastard, taking the lead in the drafting potential articles of impeachment. Following the 2-week recess, the House is scheduled to be in a session for at least 3 weeks of October. Then after 1 week recess, another 2 weeks in session before Thanksgiving. Some Democratic lawmakers and aides had said Thursday, speaking on the condition of anonymity, I hate that word, to describe private deliberations, that they believed impeachment articles could be ready for a House vote around that time. The prospect of a quick impeachment means that a host of House probes could be left without resolution. The House Financial Service Committee has been trying to secure Trump's financial information amid Democratic allegations that he laundered money as a business executive. Again, not a crime as he was a president. But why are you doing that? Because of his politics. It's because you want to keep digging dirt until you find something. The House Oversight and Reform Committee is in a legal battle trying to get additional documents that former Trump personal attorney Michael Cohen said demonstrate that the president undervalued his wealth to dodge taxes and win lower loan interest rates. Good for him. The Judiciary panel has also sought to pursue other allegations, including a probe of Trump's alleged involvement in hush money payments to 2 women during the 2016 presidential campaign. Planning hearings of those allegations for October. The committee is also investigating allegations that Trump illegally enriched himself in office and committed obstruction of justice to short-circuit the investigation into Russian interference in 2016 election. Again, there was no collusion, no crime with Trump during the 2016 election with Russia. There's nothing. But again, they got to keep digging. Those investigations could continue, Democrats said, but they could be left out of impeachment articles if the Intelligence Committee probe into Ukraine's dealings quickly bears fruit, which it hasn't. Representative Daniel Killey, Democrat, Michigan, said that the matter was totally different feel and has generated consensus across the Democratic caucus. We have to act, and we have to act with unity. What? We have to act with unity. What an idiot. In terms of how we proceed with the ultimate question of impeachment, this is not only the strongest case, but is how the Democrats are united around. Again, it's about power and retaining power. It's not about the truth. Screw you guys. Democrats betrayed concern Thursday that public interest in impeachment could diminish during the 2-week recess and perhaps undermine party unity. The meeting Thursday evening was prompted largely because of concerns about heading into recess without a roadmap for what's ahead, some Democrats said. There's a growing chorus seeking better articulation of strategy, process, and timeline, said one Democratic lawmaker who spoke on the condition of anonymity. There we go. To frankly describe the concerns of fellow freshmen. Again, we see this. This is not about the truth. It is about power and retaining power. Pelosi's office on Thursday said circulated talking points, of course, to those members highlighting Trump's grave new level of lawlessness and the fact that the Intelligence Committee will take the lead investigating it. Meanwhile, a host of liberal activist groups, here we go, and some lawmakers called on Pelosi to cancel the recess and keep lawmakers in Washington to keep the focus on impeachment. But House leaders have brushed off the calls, arguing that the relevant committees will continue the work while members are back in their districts visiting with constituent. Oh my God. With constituents and communicating the need of vigorous investigation. A Democratic aide knowledgeable about internal discussions spoke on the condition of anonymity. Here I go again. Because they were not authorized to comment on them publicly, said that the Jewish holidays of Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur were a major factor in keeping the recess intact as leaders pledged to avoid disruptions into the schedule. Again, it's about retaining power only. And Steny Hoyer, oh, gotta love this knuckle nuts. I think it's very important that members go home to their constituents and explain what they're thinking, House Majority Leader Steny Hoyer, Maryland. Ugh. This is a matter of grave importance to keep our power And the American people need to understand what is occurring to keep our power. That's what this is. Plain and simple. They want to hold on to power, and the way to hold on to power is to bring up this bull crap. You know what? Even if, and I don't think this is true, but even if Trump is somewhat guilty of this, I hope he gets away with it, just to stick it to them. Because I'm tired of this crap. I'm tired of these a-holes trying to hold on to power, and that's what they're doing. These chuckleheads are trying to hold on to power. They don't care about the people. They don't care about us. I guarantee it. This is with the Republicans too. I guarantee it. They don't care about us. They only care about retaining their power and keeping their seat in government. They don't give a crap about you. And this article basically proves that point. Nancy Pelosi wants the Democrats to control the government and put you under their thumb. That's it. Laszlo out.